Dr. Lori. I'm at the Cape Cancer Thrift Shop in West Barnstable, Massachusetts on Cape Cod. Come thrift with me.
So I love blue and white, so let's talk about blue and white, because look at the blue and white. So Blue Willow, you probably can know the name, and if you look at them unmarked, okay, so nice bright color, nice bright ceramic color. We talk about that. I've talked about that in a lot of videos. But if you see them stacked like this, don't stack any more than 6 high because it puts too much pressure on the pieces. So you want it at 6, you want to stop stacking. But if you look at these, you see this? You see the blue that's on the rim? Okay, so that's lower quality. So that little blue where they go over onto the rim, right? You see it right here. So it's not contained. You want it to be contained. So it's not contained on this side, not contained on that side. I still love it. I care because of quality, but they're really sweet. Look at this. It's a sweet, pretty Blue Willow design with the very typical, what's called chinoiserie, right? Asian-inspired landscape image. On the back, you can see the mark, and the mark is right here. Nice English mark from Staffordshire. We've talked about that. And a low profile for this indentation of the mold. So when you have a high profile, right, when you have it really sticks out and pretty, really sticks out, then that's usually a higher quality. So these are lower quality, but they're really nice Blue Willow. So $2 for the set. Now my question, of course, is going to be, it's $2 probably for each one of these sets of a cup and a saucer and a cup and a saucer, right? As opposed to the set. And there's a lot of them here. So they're valued about $15 for one set, so they're asking $2. So that's a nice real bargain. You have seen this before. Of course, this is the buttons and bows. You can see that decoration. You might be able to see it better from the back. But the shoe form, and I've shown you these before. I did another video where we saw these, and this was actually clear glass. But it had a very different texture to that, indicating its age. This doesn't have that same texture. Notice this big seam right down the middle. This is a late 20th century reproduction, probably from the 1970s. How do you tell? Look at the color. The color is one of the telltale signs of that. But again, what they're using is an old style of course, patterning. And those patterns are what a lot of collectors look for. A lot of collectors just look for colored glass. So how much do they want for this? Let's take a look. They want $8 for this, which is a lot. I think it's definitely a lot for a piece that reproduces an earlier style piece. Value on that piece is going to be closer to $10. So paying $8, you're doing it for a good cause, but paying $8 is paying very close to what retail will be. If you're wondering why I'm holding this, it's because one of the volunteers just came out, was walking by me and was trying to get to this shelf because they wanted to put this up. And before it got to the shelf, see, this is how we're even way behind the scenes. I wanted to show you this set of Shelley, English, China. 3 pieces, and again, in this blue and white pattern, a very nice element. And notice the serpentine shape of the cup, the matching saucer, and the dessert plate. And look at that in the dessert plate. You can see this indentation that gives you another design. These are very valuable, expensive, and highly collectible. So a $5 investment will get you a plate that's worth $25 and a cup and saucer set that's worth another $20. So $45. So $6 and $5, I think is $11. You're going to make about $35. So this was nice too. I'm going to put it on the shelf if I figure out how this thing works. So I got it before it even made it to the shelves for you. And I'm leaving them all here for you so you can find the valuables. I'm just pointing out the bargains on the road. So you all know what this is, and you all know how valuable this is, right? Paper plate, not so valuable. Recognize it because it's in your everyday life. I want you to be able to do that with these, okay? So you've got this piece, which is made in England, this piece, which is made in England. Both of them are considered blue-white, right? So they've got the white ground on the blue. But one is whiter and brighter and more valuable than the other. This one's made in Staffordshire, and it's marked as such, English. Notice the gray color of the clay. This is also English. It's made by Shelley. Notice the white color of the clay. Brighter, whiter, more higher quality, better clay, better condition, better value. So that's what you're looking at. So in terms of it, this one, while it's decorative and nice, It is not the same quality as this piece. And it has to do with the quality and purity level of the clay before it's fired. So you want brighter and whiter. You want brighter and whiter when you're looking at these pieces. So the Shelley piece would be the piece that you really want to hold on to. They're both very nice, but this is the one that I would take. We have these pieces which give me a memory right down at the bottom. Those pieces are marked Enoch Wedgwood, and I'll show you the mark in a second. How do I remember them? I remember the savings account. You're thinking, what savings account, Dr. Laurie? Well, we used to have a savings account when we were little kids, and a couple dollars here and a couple dollars there for doing chores. And when we went to the bank to put our money into the savings account, we would actually get a dish. So I always chose the blue dishes. And the idea was that you would make your set for the years in the future when you would get married. And this was the actual set that you would be able to get. Now, I think you could also get them at the grocery store if you saved up or bought enough groceries, this kind of thing. But I remember it very clearly as being a savings bank kind of thing. So you would put money in your savings account and you would watch it grow in your little passbook, and you would get a dish or you'd get a cup. And I remember when we got the creamer. The creamer was a big deal. So how much do they want for all of these? Let's see. It looks like they've got a set, not in great shape. Notice here, you got some damage here. This is from a box, actually. That's what happens if you store things if you store pieces like this in cardboard. Looks like there's a set of 6 here, and they want $58 for the set. Well, I would say they're from the 1970s, and I would say that that is entirely too high for that set. I would say that that particular set is actually overpriced, and I hardly ever see things that are overpriced. So they may be thinking that it's something that it's not, but that's why you want to know, and you want to be recognizing these particular marks. So value for that set as it sits, about $25. The original set like that in that condition would be worth about $100, but that's not the original set. So, okay, well, that happens. This is nice, but this is made in China. People like it because of the color. People like it because of the hand painting. I like this a little bit better also because of the hand painting. This has more of an Italian look to it. And that one for $3 is definitely a bargain. Let's see what we got on the back. And this one also made in China, but a better Italian style look to it. So while it's made in China, I would say for $3, a serving dish like this is easily worth $15. It does have that nice sort of, I would say, Tuscany kind of feel, but mass-produced in large numbers. But for $3, you're still doing very well, helping a good cause. Let me get you this label. Yeah, did I read that correctly? Yeah, 3. These, of course, going on top of the wires for the telephone wires. You typically will see a lot of these in different colors. They're usually in the $5 to $10 range retail when you're going to resell them. So they understand that that's the value for those, and they're marking them as such. About $10 for these irons. And that's, what are they asking for that? Let's see, $5. Oh, so that's half price for that little iron. Makes a great door stop. I have a laundry room door that goes back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, and that makes a good door stop. A lot of people do that. And look at this. I love that. Now I know these are mass produced, but I love that. I think that's so cool. So you want to look at these pieces. I'm going to go through the fruit bowl quickly. And it looks like the fruit bowl, the fruit and the basket are $15. Oh gosh, that's so cute. So again, a newer basket, but some relatively older fruit. You can see that that's turned on a lathe because you can see how deep that hole is right there. All the fruit together, even though if they're from different time periods, that's a nice piece. Look at how nice that wood is. So this one alone is worth $15. So I'd say everything in here is probably $75 with the basket, hand painted with gilding, even signed. So you even have the signature on these, and then the hand painted and the gilded or gold leaf around the edge. That's nice. And let's see if there's a mark on the back. So made in Germany. Notice the color of the clay. It's a little bit gray. We'd really like to see that they were made in Limoges or made by a major manufacturer from Limoges, France, or other places. But $2 each to get a hand-painted plate, and there's 4 of them here. I would say the hand-painted plates definitely are $10 each. How about these? Theodore Haviland Limoges. So if you're looking for the best, we just found it for you. So this particular plate is also $2. So you're going to compare this plate, which is Limoges, with a double band of gold leaf, all hand painted, with the famous mark right here, with the donut mold. Okay, this is called the donut mold, very famous. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, you've got a set of 5, and they're $45 for one, and here they are at 2. So I'm at close to $250 for 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 bucks. You're not buying those? I mean, you're buying these. So beautiful. And you're going to support a good cause, but that is very low for that. That's amazing. Those are beautiful, and they're in good shape. They're not cracked. They're not chipped. There's no inclusions or abrasions. And for the same $2, these German ones, I would leave behind. Let me rethink that. I'd probably pick those up too, because they're all a good deal. Little English, nice, not great. A little tartan plaid. They pick these up in Ireland and England. Royal Adderley is a good name, but it's not great. It's a little trinket dish, and you're there in Dublin and you want to get your tartan plaid for your family kind of thing. Down here, you've got some Fostoria. I like this pressed glass, right? Pressed glass Fostoria, and you've got the sugar bowl and the creamer. So you've got a set, right? The tray does not go with it. Don't get confused. Tray doesn't go with it. The set is nice. And Fostoria is these cubes. A lot of manufacturers mimic it. Where's the price? Do I see a price? Do you see a price? Still don't see a price. Oh, wait a second. $4 for the set. Wow. Okay, $4 for the set is great because the set is worth $25. Those pieces date from the 1970s, but still $25 because you're looking at Fostoria, which is nice. This is pressed glass. No sharp edges. Very, very low profile. You want a sharp edge. You want it, if you could put your finger in here and you feel like you're going to get cut, it's cut glass. If it's smooth, it's pressed glass. Pressed glass, lower quality, easier to make, less expensive to make. You could leave it right here. So that's that. These types of pieces, a lot of people, pressed glass or not, a lot of people look for this. So the compote, the standing fruit bowl. This too is pressed glass. For $6, it's a nice piece, but it is pressed glass, very smooth all the way through, from the 1970s. And you can tell that by these seams. I want you to look at that seam. See the seam? It's 3 elements, 1, 2, 3, and the seam of the base. That's typically the late 20th century, the 1975 era. And those same 3 seams are here in the top. So you can see those from this side too. Here's a seam, here's a seam, here's a seam. See it? See it? Right there. And then it's curved. So that's a little bit of a design element, but it's still pressed glass. $6, you can probably get $25 for it if you're going to resell it. But again, those seams are ugly. That's why people tend to say, well, a good piece won't have as many seams. An older piece won't have as many seams either. So I'll put that one back. Still getting a bargain at $6 to make $25, but are you getting high quality? So I'm trying to teach you, hey, let's find the things that are high quality.
More to come from Cape Cod, Massachusetts. Thrift with me.